Hi there and welcome to latest TV news. My name is Sam Morton and today we're looking back at Brighton's fairy tale win over European giants Ajax in Amsterdam in what was a historic week in the history of the Sussex Football Club. I was there with Jacob Hannings to cover the momentous occasion and spoke to Albion fans as they made their presence felt in the Dutch capital. With me later on is Sussex journalist and Brighton fan Henry Bryant to talk about what the occasion meant for him and the club as a whole. We will also reflect on the frustrating 1-1 draw against Sheffield United on Sunday, which came amid an injury crisis ahead of the international break. First, here are the top stories from across the county. IKEA is said to open its first ever store in Sussex. Inca Centres has this week announced the freehold acquisition of Brighton's main shopping centre, Churchill Square. With the acquisition complete, IKEA UK confirms its plans to bring a brand new IKEA City store to the site. It will be the 23rd IKEA store in the UK. Peter Jelkoby, CEO and Chief Sustainability Officer at IKEA UK, said we're delighted to continue expanding and investing throughout the UK to make it easier and more sustainable for people to shop at IKEA. Sussex has long been an area of interest to us and we really look forward to bringing IKEA closer to where our customers live, work and socialise and becoming a part of this vibrant community. IKEA previously had plans for a store in Sussex, but it announced it would no longer progress with the planned development. It was planned at New Monks Farm off the A27 at Lancing, and they intended to sell the land. The new IKEA City store will open on the site of the former Debenhams and marks the latest phase of the retailer's ongoing omni-channel transformation. 2 people have been taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries following a crash in an East Sussex village. The crash happened on the A22 in Golden Cross at 10:30 AM on Sunday, November the 12th. 2 cars were involved in the collision, leading to the A22 to be closed both ways for a number of hours following the incident. Air ambulances landed at the scene during a large emergency response. In a statement, a spokesperson for Sussex Police said a 44-year-old man and a 27-year-old woman were taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Anyone who witnessed the collision or has any dashcam footage is asked to contact Sussex Police online or by calling 101, quoting Operation Dalton. Hundreds of residents came out in force across the county over the weekend to take part in Remembrance Day services. The War Memorial in Eastbourne Town Centre was the backdrop for Sunday's event, which is traditionally attended by hundreds of residents and visitors. Representatives from the military, ex-service personnel, emergency services and other organisations led a parade through the town centre from Terminus Road to the War Memorial. Civic dignitaries, including the Mayor of Eastbourne and the town's MP Caroline Ansell, led a parade from Eastbourne Town Hall towards the War Memorial, where the service began. The Thanksgiving service was accompanied by musicians from Eastbourne Citadel Salvation Army Band and the Scottish Pipe Band and included a 2-minute silence at 11 AM and the official wreath laying. Meanwhile in Hastings, veterans took part in a civic parade from the Town Hall to Alexandra Park, where standards were presented and wreaths laid at the War Memorial. The lights in Bottle Alley on the seafront were turned red in honour of Remembrance Day. A cannabis farm was discovered after a large fire in a rural building in East Sussex. Firefighters were called to tackle the blaze late last Friday night, which ravaged an outbuilding at the property in Netherfield near Battle. Following an investigation, police confirmed that fire crews had discovered a suspected cannabis farm. In a statement, a Sussex police spokesperson said officers were called to Darwell Hill at just before 8 PM on Friday, November the 10th, following the discovery of cannabis plants and associated cultivation. No arrests have been made and inquiries are ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to report online or call 101, quoting serial 1221 of the 10th of November. Alternatively, you can contact the independent charity Crime Stoppers online or on 0800 555 111. Finally, 2 Sussex towns have been ranked among the 10 most populous places for a staycation this winter. Hastings came in 9th and Eastbourne 10th in the new study. It comes as more and more people are choosing to stay in the UK for their holidays as the cost of living crisis bites. The research commissioned by the credit card company Aqua analysed Google search data, hotel prices and TikTok views to create the rankings. Hastings and Eastbourne both averaged around 30,000 monthly Google searches. With me now is Sussex journalist and Brighton fan Henry Bryant. Henry, how amazing was Brighton's win in Amsterdam last week?
Oh, it was absolutely amazing to watch it on the telly. You could just see that we were playing with the confidence against a top quality side like Ajax, and yeah, just the passing, the moves, and just the way that we would be able to connect in attack and just have that almost ferocity that you've not really ever seen from a Brighton side, you know, for ages, and now we've got it this season and last, and just the Zerbi ball in action is great to see. It really is. I really enjoying being a Brighton fan right now. You've got Adingra that is just bossing it on the wing at the moment, and the fact that he's only just come in. We first got a glimpse of him in the summer series in the Premier League early, just before the season started, and for him to now be scoring goals in Europe is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, but it must be so surreal as a fan of the club, kind of the way they're performing in the competitions they're playing in. It must be crazy, and to go to one of the biggest clubs in Europe, in Ajax, and win 2-0 twice in a row is incredible, really. And how do you kind of see that as a fan?
As a fan, it's just surreal. It really is surreal, and I've got friends that I've been messaging that were up there saying, "Oh yeah, this was quality," sending me videos of all the Brighton fans, and it's just incredible and lovely to see the sort of style of play that we've always wanted on the South Coast being put out to Europe, and slowly establishing ourselves as one of those top clubs. And yeah, it just is unbelievable. I went to all the home games last season and this season with my brother and my dad, and also we've been going in the Championship a lot. So it's, yeah, as a Brighton fan, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and what kind of, you mentioned obviously Adingra, any other players that you've been really impressed by so far this season that have maybe surprised you?
Absolutely. I think João Pedro, the fact that he's come in, he's now the top goal scorer in the Europa League as it currently stands, is just a credit to his confidence. He's a 21-year-old, if I'm not mistaken, and just to be having that level of confidence to also be performing on a European stage, having played for Watford last season, is something that is incredible, and really nice to see that players that have been signed this summer are coming in, adapting well, and kind of making the difference in games when we need them.
And how far can Brighton go in the Europa League? Do you see progression to the knockout rounds is a realistic aim after the back-to-back wins over Ajax?
Well, I'm smiling because I really think we can win it. I really think we can win it, and I think that despite some of our league performances as of recent, I think that the performances that we've been putting out, especially after the first game in Europe against Athens where we lost, I think to bounce back and to have our confidence, our swagger, our style of play back in the team is something that is clearly visible. And I think if we keep that, then we've got a very good chance of taking home some silverware.
Amazing. Obviously, the league form hasn't been the best at the moment. 6 games without a win after the game against Sheffield. What do you put that down to? Such good form in the league, in Europa League, but not being able to replicate that in the Premier League at the moment.
Well, I think that there's a little bit of tiredness at the moment, especially with the squad we've got, with injuries as well. You've got the likes of Estupiñán that we haven't seen for a long time, and he was such a key player for us last season, and the fact that we've been missing him has maybe made us a little leaky in defence. You've got players like Van Hecker that have been doing really well, kind of as a backup sometimes when Lewis Dunk's been injured and unable to play. And I think that he's developing into the role really well. But I think it is just down to the fact that we're quite a tired squad right now with a few injuries. No discredit to the lads, they're clearly putting in performances. What you can see as well, especially with the Sheffield United game, the most recent game, is a intensity that got us to score our first goal, and then seeing that sort of wane. And as soon as we got a red card in that game, I think that it looked like Sheffield United's to win instantly.
Yeah.
And tiredness, frustration showed, and I think it's just a fact that we need to kind of get those players back as soon as possible that are injured, and try and kind of keep our consistency and intensity throughout the whole game. Yeah,
and you just mentioned obviously the Sheffield United game. Brighton obviously had an amazing start with an amazing goal from Adingra.
Oh, it was.
What was that goal like to watch as a fan?
Oh, it was quality, absolutely quality. The pass and move play, it was something that you could see Barcelona doing almost, and think, yeah, oh, that's a lovely goal. That
it was almost Messi-like, wasn't it? The way he kind of weaved in and out the players.
Absolutely, and to be doing that at the Amex Stadium on the South Coast just kind of provides credit to what we are doing here and what we're achieving. It's such a shame that that didn't kind of prove to give us the whole 3 points that we were looking for, looking to try and break that winless streak. But I think that it's very promising indeed. And Adingra is someone that has come in and just made a big impact on the game.
Yeah, and just on that red card, as you say, it was a huge turning point in the game where Brighton were obviously in control, looking to get that second goal to kill the game. But then that red card really did change the momentum. Do you think that was the right decision, a blatant red card?
Well, I had a look back at it, VAR'd it myself.
Thank you for watching Latest TV News. Stay tuned for our video footage from Amsterdam.
I think, to be honest, he did scrape the back of him, and I think it was a red card, to be quite honest with you. I know that De Zerbi afterwards said that he agrees with the decision, but he disagrees with 80% of the referee, so I think he was clearly frustrated to an extent after that game, but I think that it was a red card. As much as I don't want it, to be a red card as a Brighton fan, I think that that was the right decision at the end of the day. Yeah,
and you briefly mentioned just then about De Zerbi saying that he dislikes 80% of referees in England. I mean, that's made national headlines. He's the latest manager to criticise strongly the situation with the referees in the country. So what did you make of that? Do you think he went a bit too far with those comments, or do you think he was perfectly in his rights to say it?
Well, I think he's quite a passionate manager and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and you're going to get those sort of comments with him because for him the game is, such, his lifeline. It is a lifeline to him, and he is someone that is very dramatic when he does make these comments. I don't think it was the fairest comment in the world, and I think that maybe with a level head he might have rescinded that comment or maybe worded that a little differently. But I understand his frustrations. I think that with the whole controversy over VAR recently, with just a couple of fixtures, especially at the start of the season, not just Brighton games, but just decisions kind of being a bit iffy, and also kind of refereeing decisions being contested, it's something that I do understand to an extent.
Brilliant. And obviously it's the international break now. Has it come at a good time? I think you mentioned the injuries they've got. Lewis Dunk, Pervis Estupiñán, James Milner all went off in Amsterdam, and you've obviously also got injuries to Solly March, Danny Welbeck, Tariq Lamptey, so really key players out at the moment. So do you think the break has come at a good time for those players to maybe have a bit more rest and to come back recharged for the club games afterwards?
Absolutely, I think it is now time to recharge those batteries, make sure that we are in good fitness or the best fitness we can be, and try and regroup the players we've got. De Zerbi's going to have a job just trying to get everyone back into fitness, getting people back into the squad, back into the reality of, look, we want to perform in the Premier League as well as the Europa League, and I think that we can do that. I think we've just had a little bit of a wobble. It's so new to us playing these fixtures in Europe, and we're doing so well. The fact that we've had a few draws and a few results that haven't gone our way is something that we can work on, and like you say, I think at the moment, an international break right now could be something that will just kind of put us back on balance, back on track.
I'm Freddie. This is Jake.
I'm Jake.
Nice one. And how excited are you for the game?
Absolutely buzzing. I can't wait. It's electric. The feeling. Looking forward to it so much. I mean, I didn't get to go to Marseille, so I'm going to Ajax in Athens. So I've had a few of these.
And we're living
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. I can't
absolutely
wait.
Buzzing. Never felt that.
I had to wear this because my mate, he said if you can get me a ticket somehow, I've got to wear a seagull costume, and I thought I ain't going to get one, but he went back on resale and he got me one. So honestly, absolutely buzzing about
True
that.
story.
Yeah, true
Amazing. What are your score predictions? How do you see the game
I'm
going?
go 1-1. I feel like
I see
I'm gonna
2-1.
go. If I say we're going to win, then I don't think we will.
2-all
Yeah.
Pedro penalty.
Do you see it being a tougher game than the home fixture,
I
obviously
think it
away
will,
from home?
They've got a couple of wins in a row now in the league, and I think because they've got rid of their manager now, haven't they? And have they got a new manager yet?
Yeah, new manager.
So I think it's going to be a tough one, to be fair. I don't think back in their backyard as well.
Seagull.
It's an eagle.
Amazing. How long have you been Brighton fans for? Forever.
Yes, we Brighton supporters.
I went to 2 of them.
Yeah, back in the day,
The last time I had
so we've been through all the bad times, good times, and even better times.
Amazing. I mean, how incredible is it to be here today in Amsterdam?
Incredible. actually, we booked in through Seagulls Travel.
Okay.
And came on the coach. And we would give it 5 stars and more if we could. Because it's been absolutely stress-free, it's been wonderful. Made some big new friends on the coach. And here we are, looking forward to a really exciting match.
Amazing. It must be so surreal to be in such a huge city, playing a massive football club.
Absolutely. It's a community football club and a wonderful stadium, and I've made some tremendous friends. It's made part of their life, isn't it? In entertainment and wonderful. Yeah, we really go to a lot of the away games when we can. And here we are in Amsterdam in Europa. Seems a bit surreal.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, how do you see the game going? Are you confident?
We are reasonably confident, but that's as far as we can go.
Obviously, I see that retro Brighton top on. Brighton have gone on a long journey since they won that to be in here today. How amazing has that journey been as a fan?
Pretty good, yeah. I mean, I joined the journey a little bit later because I'm a little bit younger than the shirt might suggest. But I started watching sort of the last years of Whitney, and since then it's been pretty much all the way uphill. So yeah, it's kind of surreal, really.
We feel like we've almost reached like the top of the mountain now. We've really got there. Since watching the championship, we've had season tickets since the championship. We got into the championship at the Ajax, and it opened. And from there, you know, just feel like we're in a steady climb. We've arrived. And like a lot of other fans, you know, Sport United, Arsenal, they have this all the time, and I'm surprised that they all don't go all the time. But yeah, it's been brilliant.
How excited are you to be here today?
It's great. The atmosphere is amazing. We're really looking forward to the game, hoping for another win. So yeah, it's all really good.
How long have you been a Brighton fan for?
God, about 5-6 years probably. Yeah, but been in Brighton a long time, so followed them sort of on the side. But proper fan for about 6 years. Yeah.
But how surreal is it to be in Amsterdam?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing to be here to share in the first European tour as well. We're really, really happy.
And how do you see the game going? Are you confident?
Yeah, definitely 3-1 is our prediction.
3-1.
Yeah.
Who's going to score, do you think?
Ducky. I think Ducky's got a goal in him for sure.
Yeah. Did you say you went to Marseille as well, did you?
No, they did. I couldn't to work, but them two did.
Yeah, so, I mean, this must be the pick of the bunch in the group. Away at Ajax.
This is the one. We didn't have tickets initially, and then last minute we managed to get some on the website, so we've absolutely buzzing this now.
Yeah, you must be relieved.
We're here now.
You must be relieved to get the ticket after
Yeah,
stress.
I mean, obviously we knew it was going to be hard to get, but it was great to get to it in the end.
How do you think the game's going to go?
I actually think in the home leg they're probably the worst team we played this season. I don't want to say that bad, but I think they've got a new manager and they've won their last 2 games, so I expect a tougher one, but it might suit us if they come out and try and attack us a bit more, so I still think we'll win 2-1, maybe 2-0.
Hi, my name is Jacob Hannons. I'm here with Sam Morton. We're reporters for Sussex World, and we are just outside the Johan Cruyff Arena, and we've watched Brighton beat Ajax 2-0. And Sam, what do you make of that performance?
Absolutely incredible. An historic night, amazing occasion that Brighton were superb throughout and have managed to get a win at the home of one of the most famous clubs in the whole world. And it's amazing, really, that they were so comfortable again. I think there was a little bit of pressure on them in the second half, and somehow Ajax didn't score. I think Robbie shot hit both posts. Not really sure how they didn't go in, but really apart from that, there's a couple of simple saves for Brighton in goal, back on his home soil, and it was just that was a fantastic performance of Brighton. Ansu Fati and Adingra have linked up again. I think both got the score sheet and both got the assist for each other, and they obviously combined for the goal at the Ajax as well to make it 2-0 on that day. So consecutive 2-0 wins, 2 clean sheets against Ajax, and yes, they might not be in their best form at the moment, and not the Ajax we knew, but they're still such a huge club and such an intense atmosphere. I've certainly not heard noise like it today. And for Brighton to go there and get a clean sheet and a win which puts them in a great position for a team knockout round.
Yeah, this was obviously a huge win for Brighton. Obviously, start the group stage with a loss at home against Athens and then a draw away from home. Marseille got their first European win at home against Ajax, and they've done the double over the Dutch champions. This will be really important for promoting that winning mentality going into the league, because they haven't won since a victory against Bournemouth towards the end of September.
Yeah, well, exactly that, and it's really an amazing upturn in form in the Europa League. I think obviously they had that defeat against Athens where it was all very new. I think they went into the game as favourites when maybe they shouldn't have been, in a completely different situation to what they're used to. They kind of learned from that a little bit in the Marseille game, despite a really tough start to that game. They managed to come back and get a 2-2 draw. And that point seems so massive now when you look at the table, because they followed that up with 2 brilliant wins, 2 comfortable wins over Ajax, and they're now in such a good position in the group. And obviously it has come at a cost of the league form, which they're getting used to. They're getting used to finding that balance and keeping players fit, because obviously again we've had another few injuries today with Lewis Dunn. Lewis Dunn, James Milner and Purvis and Stephen Hand all going off injured today. So it's a real tough situation to try and play your best team whilst keeping them fit for the weekend. Obviously we've got Sheffield United on Sunday now, and he's hoping to have Lewis Dunn and Stephen Hand fit for that one. So you can really see how it's a tough act to try and balance a team for the Europe and the Premier League and keep everyone fit. But I think the form in Europe is great at the moment, and the fans are absolutely loving it. I'm sure they're partying this evening, so it's fantastic. Brilliant for the club and how far they've come.
Make sure you go to sussexexpress.co.uk to see all the follow-up from the game, including quotes from De Zerbi, Van Heck and Verbruggen, and to see a little bit more about our journey to and from Amsterdam and what we've been getting up to while we've been here.